So what I find funny is that out of 2,000 YouTube videos I've made, out of thousands of hours of going, maybe not thousands of hours, but hundreds and hundreds of hours of going live in different ways and coaching people, and of all the content I've put out, there is one phrase that I have seen change tens of thousands of people once they applied it more than anything else. And as much as I wish as it was some profound, cool idea that's like really complex, that gets broken down to be very simple and easily understood, it's not. It is an extremely simple idea that changes everything when you begin to apply it. Now, to give context for this idea though, I do have to share this. So back over the last like 3 or 4 years, I do these challenges where basically I show people how I've been able to go full-time with my passion. So basically I share a lot of the story of how I went full-time back in 2017, how I've been able to figure out how to put myself out there, the ideas that I want to share with the world, things like adding value to the collective and focusing on really being in a high vibration when you're doing what you love, things like that. And with it, we do these challenges, me and a buddy of mine, and what happens is after about 3 to 6 months, I hear back from the people, because we normally do them every 4 or 5 months, I hear back from the people that went through the one prior, and so often I would get the same response over and over again. People would be like, my whole entire life has changed because I applied that one thing you said. I let go of all the excuses I had, and I just simply trusted it and I did it. And now I'm full-time with my passion. I've met the person I'm in a relationship with, and it feels really good. They'll talk about the new synchronicities, opportunities that came into their life as a result of doing this one thing. And the one thing that changes everything, the one phrase, is to simply stop waiting and just start. The moment you start it, the moment you are it. Literally, you get in life a reflection of who you are being. Who you are being. You don't get what you want. Many times people watch my YouTube videos and are like, well, I want this. I want the perfect relationship. Or I want the perfect job opportunity. I want that really nice house. These are things I want. And they maybe watch my videos and I say, the more you want it, the more you lack it. Anything you want comes from a vibration of lack. And when you say, I want that, it means you do not have that. And many people stay in the wanting. So what they do is they visualize what they want. And as they visualize what they want, they'll even maybe try to feel as if they'll feel as if it's happening. But a lot of times people are missing the missing component is the final thing that if you did changes absolutely everything. Now, I was the person for a very long time that was waiting. And the ego has a very funny way of keeping you waiting. The ego wants you to wait. The more you wait, the more you stay in the familiar territory. The more comfortable and lukewarm it feels to wait. Doesn't it feel so good to wait? Probably doesn't, because there's still like resistance. It's like, I want to start, I want to get out of this. But the more you wait, the more you stay on the timeline you are on. Like literally think about it as you're shifting timelines with every choice you make. And the moment you commit to a new version of you, because you get in life a reflection of who you are being, is the moment you commit to a new timeline. And back in 2017, when I simply decided I'm going to start, I'm going to stop waiting, because for 2 years I waited. And I was trying to manifest by, thinking about it, visualizing it on the couch. And I would read, think better thoughts and all of these ideas. And most people, and I would watch a lot of YouTube videos. I would just watch videos and I'd be like, well, once I watch another video, then I'll be ready to put myself out there. Even though I knew deep down I just had to start. And there was also like all the other stories. Like, I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do this. I'm not good on camera. And remember, anything you tell yourself, everything is a story. There's a story that you aren't good enough. There's a story that you don't know how to edit. There's a story, you're like, well, I don't know how to edit, Aaron, so isn't it more than a story? Isn't it fact and reality? But every choice you make can shift that. Like, you can take the empowerment back and learn how to edit. That's what I did. And one thing I tell so many people to do, because I meet a lot of people that will say, like, ask for advice. They say, a lot of people, especially nowadays, like, they want to create content or they want to put themselves out there. And people are like, well, I'm going to make 10 videos, then I'm going to put it out on YouTube. No, make one video, put it out, give feedback, and every video you get better and better and better. And then you learn, like I learned how to edit, and then I just kept doing it. And it took a while. The first video I ever edited took like an hour to edit. It was so simple. And then after that, it took like 50 minutes. Then after that, it took like 30 minutes. Then after that, it took like 20 minutes. Then I got down to where it's like 10 minutes of video, because anything you do repetitively shifts your identity. Literally. The more you do it, like now I'm moving into live events from just being on YouTube. And every time I do a live event, I'm a little bit less nervous. And I feel more in alignment, and I get into flow state easier. And my identity is shifted. Anything you do repetitively, you begin to shift. One thing that I had to shift was a people pleaser nice guy pattern that I had. And what happened is I just decided I'm not going to be living in this inauthenticity anymore. I'm not going to be living in this this way. And every single time I made a choice to express the real me, every time I made a choice of vulnerability, every time I leaned into tension, it reshaped my identity. Because I just started. It's like you don't have to have it all figured out, but you do have to start. And what happens is after I would start, I would then look back, or I would tell people to start. I would literally be in front of the camera at like a live call, and I would be like, just start, stop waiting, just start. What are you waiting for? Take this as a time, as your moment to start. And even as you're listening to this right now, is this the call you've been waiting for? What is the thing that it's time for you to start? That you've been putting on in the background, that you've been telling yourself, I don't have enough things figured out yet. I need to watch more and more YouTube video. I need to study a little bit more. I need to learn this new skill. Start and then figure the things out as you go. Starting. Just start. I have seen so many people that didn't have it all figured out, that they started and it changed their entire life. It changed their entire timeline. So the biggest piece of advice I can give you when it comes to you embodying this new way of being, because remember, you get in life a reflection of who you are being, is literally imagine that version of you. You can use your imagination. You can visualize that version of you like I did in 2017. I visualized myself as a top selling, at one point, okay, so I did this in two different ways. One, when I first learned about psycho-cybernetics, which is all about the self-image, the first thing I did is working that 9-to-5 job, I realized I saw myself as a mediocre sales employee when I was selling women's shoes. And at the end of every day, the beginning of every next day, I'd see the sales from the day before, and I was always right in the middle. Wasn't at the top, wasn't top salesperson, wasn't the bottom salesperson, right in the middle. Oh wow, my self-image is I am an average sales employee. How can I change this? How can I look at this? I just gave myself permission to be a top sales employee. And I used my imagination and I visualized that. And for me, that meant I noticed different things about myself when I would imagine this. One, that version of me that was a top salesperson greeted every customer. Didn't do what everyone else I worked with did, which is profile. They would only help customers they thought were going to buy. I didn't do that. I noticed that version of me greeted every customer. That version of me showed my personality. That version of me would offer, would like have fun with the people and like really want to genuinely connect with them. That version of me would go above and beyond to help the customer. They'd ask for one shoe, I'd bring out 4 shoes. And I would not be afraid to do that. That version of me had more courage. That version of me, even this little stupid thing, at the end when I was wrapping up the shoes after they already bought, I already got my commission for it, I would put a piece of tissue over the box in the bag. None of my other coworkers did that. I did it not to be special. I did it just because it was a way of me saying I go above and beyond. They already bought. It's not like going to make a difference. Like, are they going to come back to me? I mean, I worked in Las Vegas. We didn't get a lot of repeat customers. But doing that set an identity in my mind that like you go above and beyond with no attachment to getting back. That's the kind of person you are. You give more than you take. And that shifted everything. And then I used that same philosophy, that same thing I used to start being a full-time salesperson, I used that in 2017 when I was working my 9-to-5 job to then be a full-time YouTuber. And I noticed that that version of me, the full-time YouTuber, made a video every single day while having a 9-to-5 job. And that version of me knew how to edit, so I had to learn how to edit. That version of me knew how to make thumbnails. I learned to learn to make thumbnails. That version of me didn't make excuses. That version of me, even if I worked until 11 or 12 at night, because I worked at Barnes New York in Las Vegas, which was open late, I would get home, living at my dad's house, make a video, edit the video, schedule the video to go out the next day, go to bed, wake up, do it all over again. Because I didn't make excuses. I committed to that version of me. That version of me was also very much in a flow state, so I'd focus on getting into a flow state. That version of me was always reading about new things I could share with my YouTube audience. And within 6 months, my entire reality changed because I started. Because remember, the moment you started, is the moment you are it. You get to give yourself permission. And for the longest time, see, I sing. I'm a singer now. For so long, I told myself I wasn't a singer. Now I'm a singer. I'm just going to be it. The longest time, I was waiting for permission from other people to start. I didn't feel good enough. So I had this grandiose idea that I'm going to meet famous Tony Robbins and all these people at my job selling women's shoes, and they're going to tell me they're going to give me confidence to go for it. They're going to put me on stage, and it was entitled BS. I just had this hopes and dreams. Some people are like, well, some people can manifest that. That's not you get in life a reflection of who you become. You don't want to become the person that was just given everything. You want to become it through, and you're like, well, that sounds like it's a lot of hard work. But get tension and pressure, and once you do it consistently, you start to see yourself differently. When I started making videos on YouTube, I got better and better with every video, and I started to see myself as this new version of myself, and it wasn't hard. But you don't want those quick wins. You don't want people to just give you things like that. I've always not prided myself on this, but my videos don't necessarily get hundreds of thousands of views per video at the point right now. And for a long time, I was like, oh, that's not, I wish they did. And what do I do? How do I make videos that do that? What I realized is I made so many videos that my videos do well, they reach people and impact people over time. Like evergreen videos that get views years down the road. Some videos pop for me a year after they're live. And it's random. So it's not like every video does extremely well and I just kind of accepted that. But I'm okay with that. Because for me, it's a marathon. It's not and a lot of times the people that have very, very, very quick rises, a lot of times it's things also can go down. My growth has been a very slow, from a certain perspective, you could say, well, it's been quick, Aaron, because you have 1.5 million subscribers or whatever, and everything. But it's been kind of a steady growth over time. It hasn't been just boom, boom, like that. And I'm okay with that because this is more sustainable. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is just focus on becoming that version of you, not wanting to win the lottery. Stop wanting to win the lottery. Because why do 90% of people that win the lottery lose it all? Imagine $100 million is given to someone and they lose it all, and that happens a majority of the time. Why? Because people's identity, the way people see themselves, is they don't see themselves as somebody that knows how to manage $10 million, $100 million. They see themselves still normally as the middle class or lower middle class person that was the person that got it. They don't know how to invest their money. Then what happens is every single person they've ever known in their life reaches out to them for them to give them money. And then if they don't have boundaries, because they're not the kind of person that's had to learn how to have boundaries, because as you're becoming successful, you learn more and more about boundaries. Remember back in the day, I thought, okay, I'm starting to make money now, I'm gonna help friends out, I'm gonna help family out, I'm gonna do all these things, thinking, oh, this is the solution. To find out it's not the solution. If anything, it makes things more complicated. Because then you do something for someone, and then they feel guilty if they're not able to pay it back or whatever. They feel guilty about it, and then it makes things weird. Or you're enabling people, and they're not learning the lessons that they're supposed to learn. So you don't want to be given things. You want to learn this. You want to go through the process of learning how to be this version of you. And when people are like, I want to win the lottery and I want to do this, I want to do that, it's like, it's just big entitlement things. Like, just give me, give me, give me, instead of what do I give in reality? Like, the way reality works is what you put out is what you get back. And people that are like, I want to win the lottery, it's like, I want to take, I want to take, I want to take. You didn't come here to take. You came here to give. You came here to give your authentic expression. You came here to add value by being you. And if you want to make more money, add more value. Have the intention of sharing more of your light. And a lot of people that would win the lottery, it would take away from their purpose. Coming here to evolve, coming here to help other people, wake up or being an example of that energy. So when you give, when you are in that energy of allowing the divine to flow through you, because you are a part of the divine, not the ego part of you, there's a deeper part of every single person that is the divine. The ego believes it's separate. And everyone is a reflection of you. Literally, what your reality is it's your mind that's being projected onto the world. And the thing that blocks the most people, get a step deeper here. Maybe I'll just make a whole nother video on this because this is too deep to even say. But your relationship with everything in your life is a reflection of your relationship with God, source energy, the universe, whatever name you want to give it. And if you believe God is fearful, or God is fearing, judgmental, isn't there, abandons you, then that's exactly what you'll experience more and more in life. And that's why manifestation and wanting and manifesting from this ego perspective of wanting to take doesn't work as well as letting it go and allowing the divine to flow through you and letting the universe bring things to you even more amazing ways than you can even possibly imagine. Because remember, your ego is limited. It believes in its separation. And it wants things out of lack. It wants things out of superficial reasons. When you are in tune with the divine, there's a different energy that flows through you. Manifestation is way, way, way more magical when you allow the divine to flow through you and you put yourself at service of the world. Not that there's some ego-driven thing, I'm going to change the world. The world, all the world is a reflection of your mind. It's a projection of your mind. We're all one mind. We are all one consciousness. We're all like different cells or different neurons in the brain of the universal mind, dreaming that we're these separate little atoms. But the part of the healing, the part of the becoming this new you, I know I caught on a little bit of a tangent here. All you got to do is realize that the moment you start it, the moment you are it, and give yourself permission to be it. Stop waiting. Give yourself permission to be it, and realize there's a divine energy that wants to flow through you, and the more value you give out into the world, the more abundance comes back to you. The more you want to take from the world, the more the world will come taking from you. It's all a mirror. That's all reality is. It's just a mirror. So, if you have not done, by the way, the meditations, where you get a personalized meditation to your level of consciousness, it's completely free. You go to whatsmyvibration.com, or go and put the link below. And if you want to do a meditation that will raise your dominant vibration permanently, read the comments, see what's possible. It'll increase the belief that it can work for you too. And then commit to it for 21 days and watch how much your life changes. Let's raise the collective consciousness of the planet by raising our vibrations on the inside. Check it out right here.